Let's go back to the phone lines. Talk to Mark. He's listening in Missouri. Hi, Mark.
Hi, sir. My question is, in the Genesis, like Genesis 1:1 in the creation story, I've heard you talk. I've heard you explain that out before, how it's not a literal 7-day event. My question is, within that passage where it talks about, this was the first day and this was the second day, there was morning and there was evening. How do you tie those two together to make that jive with one another?
Well, I actually do think they were literal 24-hour days, and I think you're very wise to ask the question precisely as you asked it, because I think that the problem with young Earth creationism is that it suggests that God employed non-solar light to govern the days until he created the sun, moon, and stars on day 4. And yet, biblically, as you point out, quite literally and literally, the text says there was evening and there was morning, indicating that the first 3 days of creation were normal solar days, encompassing daylight and darkness just like the rest. However, having said that...
Creation of the sun and moon.
Excuse me?
And that was prior. Those 3 days were prior.
Exactly. Yes, that's the point. Right. Yes, and so my point is not that they're not literal days; they are. They're literal 24-hour days, but the literal 24-hour days are not given to us so that we have some kind of time frame for how long it took God to create, as though it would take God 24 hours to do anything. Rather, the days are given to us so that we, during the normal cycle of living, can remember God's creative prowess. So this is a mnemonic device that is used by Moses, very much like what he does when he gives us the genealogies. He doesn't give them to us in a sense that is sequential, but rather in a sense that is symmetrical. He also gives us the main themes of his book so you can remember them with your 10 fingers. So what he does is give us the information in such a way that we can not only hear, but we can also remember. Written about this in the Creation Answer book, available through the ministry. Be back in just a few moments. The number to dial, 888-ASK-HANK. Be right back.